Hello, everyone. This is Gus from Askewed Reviews, and it's Saturday, so you know what that means. It's a new episode of Cinema Society Saturday. And if you don't know what that is, that's where a group of us content creators have all come together. Then each week we are randomly given a theme. We partner up, give our partner a movie that fits within that theme, and then we review all of those films for all of you. Now, if you couldn't tell from that intro, our theme for this week is all in honor of the holiday, Father's Day. That's right, our theme is fathers. So these are horror movies that have a dad or father character that is usually either going to be the villain or the hero. And I was actually lucky enough to have two partners for this week. So my first partner was Ashley, also known as Creepy Crawlies or your spooky ghoul friend. Now, if you're not already following Ashley, please go and do so. She has some really fun content that's not all just horror related. She likes to do books and all sorts of other things. So check her out and let's see if we can get her up to 4,000 followers. And for this week's theme, Ashley gave me the film of Cargo, the 2017 movie directed by Ben Howling and Yolanda Romke. So Cargo is actually a movie that's been on my watch list for quite some time, but I just never sat down and finally watched it. Luckily, Ashley finally got me to do so. Now let me tell you a little bit more about this film to see if it's something that you want to check out for yourselves. So this movie stars Martin Freeman as the main character of Andy. Now Andy, along with his wife Kay and their little baby daughter Rosie, are living in a now post-apocalyptic, well, sort of recently post-apocalyptic world where zombies are now running around rampant. And they live in Australia, so there's a lot of open area to this as well. Now, currently, Andy and his family are traveling in this kind of house slash river boat that they've discovered and are just making their way along the river, trying to find supplies and hopefully a safe place. Now, at one point, they stumble upon what appears to be an abandoned boat. So Andy decides to make his way over there while Kay and Rosie are sleeping to see if he can find any supplies. He does find a few and the potential of maybe someone being there, but he doesn't want to check it out. So he heads back to the boat. Now, Kay is happy about these supplies, but also wants to do something nice for Andy and decides to head over and see if she can find any supplies herself. And this is all happening while Andy is now taking a nap. Unfortunately, there does end up being someone in the boat that bites Kay and now infects her. Andy, Kay, and Rosie now head to land as Andy is trying to get Kay to some sort of facility or place that can potentially maybe help her, cure her if there even is a possibility. But along the way, Kay does not end up making it. So now Andy has to try and take care of Rosie by himself. The big issue here is that he has also been bitten. Andy now realizes his one job is to get his daughter to safety. So, with a little help from a local Aborigine girl named Thumi, some potential other people that could be helping or hindering, Andy is going to do everything he can within these next 48 hours to try and get Rosie to some sort of safety. So, I really ended up enjoying Cargo. I'm glad I finally got an opportunity to watch this one because, in general, I just love zombie movies. Now, this one I thought was a very well done story, but maybe, I don't know, there was a couple moments that just felt like they were pretty slow or were kind of dragging a little bit. Not that that was bad though, because this movie is definitely much more about the drama than it is about the horror. Now, another thing I have to mention, as being a father myself, this movie really does hit you in the feels. Like, there's so much heaviness to it, especially with the concept of what would you do for your daughter or in general your family in this type of world? Like, what lengths would you be willing to go to? They also have some pretty good side characters throughout the film, and there's definitely a larger story being told here as well as to what people are doing to deal with this situation. But I don't know, maybe at some point a prequel or something that kind of goes maybe a little bit more into the origins of this. I think that would be pretty interesting. But all in all, though, I enjoyed this movie. It was a fun watch, and I'm glad I'm finally able to check that off my list. One last thing I'll mention, and this is only because it took me even a little bit after the movie to kind of make this realization. Now, this probably will come faster to a lot of you out there, but it took me a little bit. Is at first I was kind of annoyed with how long it took for Andy to shift, essentially. When K, it felt so much faster. But while you're watching this, don't forget there is extenuating circumstances as to what's going on with Kay compared to what's going on with Andy. So, at least for me on my scale, I'm going to give Cargo a 3 out of 5. And if you want to check this one out for yourselves, it's currently streaming for free on Netflix. And once more, I'm going to mention my partner Ashley. Please go and start following her and keep an eye out for the movie that I gave her to review, which was the 2015 film Maggie, which I actually ended up giving her as a kind of slightly similar feel to the film that she gave me. I hope you enjoyed my review for Cargo. Please keep an eye out as I have a second review going up sometime today. And if you'd like to see what everyone else in the group did for their Father's Day reviews, just look up the hashtag Cinema Society Saturday.